Hey, friends. I bet you're wondering, she live? What in the world? Where did she come from? So, I am currently live right now on the Zaviera Facebook, the Ice Cream Convos Facebook, the Ice Cream Conversations Facebook, and the Ice Cream Convos YouTube. And I guess the reason why I am here is because I want to talk to y'all about something real quick. And it's just been sitting on my mind today, and I feel like I just need to address it because one of the things that I hate to be is loud and wrong. And it's one of the things that I despise. And if I am loud and wrong, then perhaps I need to take accountability because accountability is important. So that is why I am here. So I am Zaviera. If this is your first time ever seeing me live, I am the CEO and founder of a fantastic media outlet known as Ice Cream Conversations, but that is not why you are here. You are here because earlier today, I'm working online. I'm posting what's coming out on TV and this, that, and the third, and whatever is happening because I really, really love entertainment. But I do celebrity news because that's what drives my outlet. But that is not the point. So I see a story come across as I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed, trying to see what new movies are out or what celebrity is pregnant today. And it was like breaking news. Charlie Kirk has been shot while speaking at a college. And I'm just like, first thought was, God darn, another school shooting. Right. And then I'm like, all right, so what's going on? So I said, you know what? Right now, it's not really none of my business. As Cameron said, and what's the movie called? Paid in Full. People get shot every day, big, especially in these United States of America. So I'm like, okay, let me just go back to finish posting about these new Netflix series that's coming out. And I just went back to posting and I said, if there is a major development in whatever this situation is, that's when I'll tap in. So I just went about my business and I continued writing. I received an alert because I have like different alerts set up, and it came in and it said that this Charlie Kirk person had passed away. And no, before I saw that, as I'm going through social media, I see people like, yeah, okay, Charlie got shot, boom, boom, boom. Like people Millie rocking all up and down my timeline because this Charlie Kirk person got shot. And I was just like, damn, like we live in a world where if someone gets shot, people celebrate. So I was like, I'm feeling all like, first of all, I was having a fantastic day today. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of effed up. Like, that people celebrate somebody getting shot. And I guess my feelings were tender because earlier this week, I reported, I believe it was Monday, I reported that the young man that was with Mike Brown in Ferguson when he was shot and killed, he was shot and killed. I believe it was Sunday morning. And I remember seeing that story on CNN, and there was a large response, like with the emojis, like you don't even have to comment. You can just hit the little emoji, give your instant reactions. That's what it is. And there were more laughing emojis on that post than any other reaction. And that hurt my heart because I was like, listen, regardless of what you thought about that entire situation, what you thought about that young man, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's something. And I'm like, yo, we live in a world where everybody, like the laughing emoji on a post with this young man's face saying that he was shot and killed. And I was just like, damn, cold world, thin sweater. All right, so fast forward to today. I see the same thing. People millie rocking through the streets of Twitter and so on and so forth. So I just took the where was I at? I was on Facebook, and I wrote on Facebook and I said something to the effect of, like, never delight in someone getting shot because typically bullets don't have names. I said, what did I say? I said, don't delight in someone getting shot. Bullets typically don't have names. Let God sort them out. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And by that, I meant, we live in a society where gun violence is becoming way too normal. And just to watch people celebrating someone being shot. It's like, come on, dog. Like, how many times you hear a story about someone standing outside or someone walking with their baby in a stroller and they get shot by a stray bullet. So I just listen, I was raised by my great grandma, and she just taught me to try to live the kind of life that in karma, every single time I have ever laughed at anything, it has come back to bite me in the behind. Trust me. I was about to give you an example, but then the person that I would give you the example about would know I was talking about her. So I'll give you an example later on in the Patreon. But so I just said, like, basically my whole post was about invoking some sense of like empathy, I guess. So, some of y'all were like, listen, so on, okay, I ain't there yet. A lot of you were like, yeah, true that, true. Let's just at least not celebrate violence at the very least. And some of y'all was like, hell no, 2 tears in a bucket. And I'm just like, but okay, well, let me just be transparent. First things first, as I was going on, the story came out that this Charlie Kirk person had passed away. And I was like, damn, okay, now it's time for me to tap in, because I could tell by all the alerts that I was receiving on my computer, Charlie Kirk, this story is a big deal. Whether or not it matters to me, this story is a big deal. So I went, gathered all the information that I could possibly gather. In full transparency, I dropped it into Chatty, and I said, Chatty, write me a non-biased post about this, what's going on, because I wasn't invested one way or another. Chatty wrote me a post, spit it out. I go through, I check, is this, okay. I wrote the post, I put it out, and I always have to tell ChatGPT, I don't write someone dies, someone dead. I say pass away, because that's just my personal level of integrity. That is my way of showing some level of respect to anyone who departs this life. All right. With that being said, I write the post, I put it out. Y'all paid that post dust. That should have been my first to my spidey senses. Then I went back to the comment section on my original post about showing empathy and so on and so forth for people. Not even empathy, just not celebrating somebody getting shot. And some of you were like, hey, I'm just indifferent. I'm like, that's me. That's where I live. Like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I just don't. Well, after that, I decided to just log off for a bit, and I'm going through my feed. And because, like I said, this is a big story. Full transparency, I have never in my black ass life heard of Charlie Kirk until today. I don't know nothing about that man outside of what I inputted in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT wrote me a post today. I knew nothing about that man. I knew nothing about the things that he has said. I know nothing about the things that he stood for. I just figured it was just another politician or just another conservative, somebody talking head, whatever. And he met an unfortunate demise, this, that, and the third. As I became aware of the things that had been said, as I became aware of the stances that he has taken, the things that he has said very, very loudly with his whole entire chest, forehead, elbows, knees, and toes. I now have a clear and full understanding of why some of y'all had the 2 tears in a bucket, fuck it mentality in my comment section. And I guess it's been messing with my spirit, because even though I still, me personally, even with everything that I learned about this man this afternoon and evening, I still don't have it in me to be like Millie rocking on his grave or pouring out a little liquor or smoking on a Charlie Kirk pack. That still ain't in me. You know what I'm saying? It's just when there are people on this earth that I consider not to be good people, or they are high level unsavory, When the Lord punches their clock, I just be like, God got him, or maybe not. That's all I got for it, because I am very cautious. I am trying to cautiously live because I don't want to say the wrong thing. And I told one of my girlfriends that I love dearly, I said, girl, listen, I'm not trying to taint my karma behind somebody else's. So I'm just always really, really mindful of what I say. And I'm going to tell you what my first thought was. I accidentally saw the video. Now, I wasn't expecting that. I was going through Twitter because I was trying to find the actual statement from President Trump to back up my information, because I'm always trying to make sure. The last thing I want to do is jump out and say someone has passed away when they didn't. So I was doing my due diligence and trying to do my research and ended up seeing the video of the shooting. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, we literally live in a world where I can open my phone and watch someone get assassinated. Like real life, not, and action movies are my jam. Okay. A special ops movie where somebody running through a field and they shooting guns and laying down bodies, that's my jam, but not when it's real. Like, give me fictional stuff. But with that being said, I was just like, I saw the video. And in that moment that I saw that video, my first thought was Betty Shabazz. It was Betty Shabazz was my first thought when I saw that video. Because I thought to myself, 9 times out of 10, Mrs. Kirk, whomever she is or wherever she is, was either there, or if she was at home with the youngins, she probably was live streaming to see what her husband was going to be talking about today with the people down to the college. And I thought about Sister Betty Shabazz, who had to watch her husband be assassinated right in front of her. And so my immediate energy and mindset went to empathy until I started seeing the different things that were said about George Floyd, about the different things that were said about children who had been unalived in schools, the things that have been said about guns and gun violence in this country, and the necessity for gun violence in this country in order to keep the Second Amendment in place. And again, I am still not celebrating anyone's demise, but I am going to say that I don't want anyone to feel like I was condemning them for the natural reaction that they had to the events that happened today. I don't want anyone to feel like I was judging them for their knee jerk or their just all natural instinctive reactions to what took place today. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent. And the reason why I can say I'm indifferent without any type of reservation is because I know sooner or later the Lord going to punch my clock too. And at the end of the day, we all going to have to be held accountable for the way that we lived here on earth. So with that being said, if you Millie rocking on Graves, or if you smoking on a Kirk pack, or if you not necessarily pouring out the liquor, but if you pour in a glass of liquor, because that is how you feel in this particular situation, there is no judgment from me. I am just saying that me personally, Xaviera, who loves all of you and appreciates every last one of you who support me in any way, shape, or form, I can't personally celebrate gun violence in this country of any kind. I cannot celebrate the assassination of someone, but I can mind my business. I'm not the type of person that'll go on a CNN post about someone being hurt or killed or murdered and hit a laughing emoji. That's just not me. But if that is the way that you feel, or if that is the like, if you feel like live by the gun, die by the gun, pop ish and f around and find out, if that's the way you, boom, I don't have no judgment of you. I'm gonna love you right now like I did 2 minutes ago, because a lot of things that were said make it real hard not to have certain type of energies towards the situation. And my social media feed is full of folks pulling this man's Carfax report and running back everything that he has said that has probably led up to this day. My fear is that it is just going to further divide this country that is basically operating like Bloods and Crips right now. I just, what happened to just, well, I ain't gonna get on to my why we can't just all hold hands and just kumbaya, but because we so far gone from that. Like, I feel like right now the Lord is gassing up the holy van and he is on his way back. So I'm gonna go pack my things just in case, because I hate to have to pack last minute and he may not have no patience and wait on me to get my clothes together. So I'm gonna pack and just sit it by the front door just in case I hear the holy van pull up, because I'm not getting left back here with the leftovers. I'm not. I watched that series on HBO, and some of y'all may have too. I'm not being here with the leftovers. So, with that being said, I'm just looking through some of the comments now, and I mean, just let me know how you feel about it. Like, are you indifferent to it? Are you sad? You know, you cannot like, you cannot like a person but don't want certain things to go down the way that it has gone down. My cousin my cousin Chi Chi said, pack your things. I got some things to unpack, cuz, to make sure I don't get left. See, she be overpacking. But yeah. Let me see. Vlarity said, I only feel sad for his kids and his wife. Yeah. Charlize, hey Charlize, she said the Left Behind series. Reminds me of King Holiday. Yeah, it's just, my daughter came in here and she was just like, Mama. She was more familiar with him and the things that he said and like some of the stances that he has taken. I have not. And there's a part of me that feels proud of myself that I was able to protect my peace enough not to even be aware of this man's existence until today. So I learned about him once he was already, like, he was on his way out, because a lot of times I just make sure, that I consume enough when it comes to like celebrity news and entertainment. Like, y'all already know the trenches is trenching out here. So I just try to pick and I'm not a politics person. Y'all know that. Y'all know you're not going to get a lot of politics and carrying on Ice Cream Convos. I'm not doing that. If it's a major election or something of that nature, but I'm not. And maybe that's why Ice Cream Convos is not performing as well as it should, because I just stay away from certain things. I'm not like the other sites that's going to give you that outrage content or post things that are going to incite you to feel anger or get upset so you can go crazy in the comment section and then start arguing with other people in the comment section and run up their engagement. That's not me. Like, I'm just trying to create a safe space on the internet where we can get away from some of the foolishness out here in the world, and we can just talk about some TV shows, talk about some movies. We can talk about some celebrities, you know what I'm saying? If they doing some little something, we can talk about that. But I'm not going to get all deep down in no mess. I want to be able to sleep at night when perimenopause allows me to. Yeah, so, oh, thank you, cousin. Cousin said, I love your integrity. Oh, thank you, Aisha. Yeah, so I'm just trying. I'm just trying to do my little part. But y'all know those other blogs I'm talking about where they will post anything. I saw a video that, was it yesterday or the day before, that messed with my spirit, and I hate that I saw it. But several blogs were posting it, and it was of like a smash and grab of a jewelry store. And the owner, I believe he was like in his 80s. He was like either 80 or 88 years old, and it was like 10, 15, looked like 10, 15 dudes come in dressed in all black. They tearing up this man's jewelry store. They still in the jewelry. And one of the guys went over and just shoved this old man to the ground. And that man had a stroke. And I just feel like I'm about to be 50 years old in December. I just feel like it's some stuff that I don't even need to know. I don't even need to see it. If I want to be traumatized, or if I want to see the ugliest of the uglies or the worst of the worst in this world, I will turn on the news. I am going through social media, my social media feed, and social media is good. But y'all, one day I was telling my best friend Carla, literally today, I think it was a few days ago, I logged into social media. I woke up, I said my morning prayers. I thanked the Lord for waking me up another day. I asked him to make my efforts fruitful and my days and like just give me a good day. I picked up my phone and I started scrolling. Y'all, when I tell you scrolling through Instagram gave me so much anxiety, and that's the first time that has ever happened. It was like such and such went to jail. Some girl, her man had brutally beat her up. I'm seeing her eye closed, her lip busted. Then it was some kids almost got hit by a school bus. And then it was, and I'm like, this is my social media feed. So then I got to self-examine myself because I'm like, why is this in my feed? But it's getting to the point now where the pages that I'm following that are supposed to be posting fun and happy content, they leaning into the BS because that BS runs up engagement and everybody trying to get monetized and trying to make their bread on social media. So now they leaning into the nonsense, and there's nothing that says, hey girl, if you scroll one more time, you gonna see an old couple get shot and a house burned down because they allowed somebody to come in and use a cell phone charger. There's nothing that's going to tell me, girl, that's enough. Don't go one more scroll. So if I'm seeing that stuff and I'm thinking about my child, she's 17. What is she seeing? You know what I'm saying? So, but again, social media is a huge part of my job. I get most of my content from social media. So it's like, and that is literally how I'm keeping my business alive right now, is through social media and engaging with y'all and talking to y'all. And we just, and it is where I love to have a good time. I'm proud of the community I have. I got some of the dopest people who have social media in my community. So I come on so we could kick it and laugh. And so, but half of the time y'all can't even see my content. But that's another conversation for another day. I'm getting chatty now. Y'all know I like to ramble now. I'm getting chatty. But with that being said, it's just, I say all that to say, protect your peace to the best of your ability. When you know there are certain people who are going to say things that are intended to upset your spirit, they are intended to tear down your community, they are intended to make you feel bad about yourself, or make you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be in life, or make you feel like your community is less than. Why are you listening to it? Why are you engaging? Why are you even acknowledging their existence? There's a part of me that is proud that I had no idea who that man was until today, because that is my barometer to let me know that I have been doing a good job to protect my peace. There was also a part of me that felt like, girl, you ain't on your job. You supposed to know what's, no, that's politics. I ain't got to know nothing. By the way, who's our no, I'm kidding. I'm pushing it. I'm going too far. I was getting ready to ask y'all who our president, but that's how bad I'm trying to protect my peace. Anytime that man pop up on my screen, I'm going to another screen. Anything that I'm telling y'all, If you follow me, you know I don't talk about that stuff unless it is something so huge and so big that I can't ignore it. There was actually an incident at a school today where some students got injured. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I've I've stopped writing about that stuff, and it's not because I don't care. I got a baby that's a senior in high school. I care. I pray hard every day for my baby and y'all's. But what I'm not going to do is feed that to y'all spirit all day, every day. You don't, it's certain things y'all don't need me to tell you because it's everywhere. And every now and then I'll see something like, oh, you reported on this. Well, by the way, such and such happened today, as if to say, like, oh, you talking about Cardi B, or you talking about XYZ, but this right here is real news. This happened today and you didn't write about that. Well, that's what y'all got CNN for. That's what y'all got ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and all the other BCs and ADs and everything else. That's what that's for. Come over here and have a good time with me. Sometimes we got to talk about some things that are serious. Sometimes we got to talk about some things that don't necessarily feel good, because we are human beings and we are still living on this planet. But if I can just give y'all a place to come have fun, and we can kick it and we can act stupid and we can laugh and we can be like, Big Daddy came real fine today, his birthday. If that's what we can do, then that's what we're going to do. Oh, thank you, Lorena. I appreciate you. Te amo mucho, amiga. So it's like, that's what I want to do. But I understand everything can't be a kiki, but there are other places for you to get that information. And don't be disappointed in me, or don't get frustrated with me, or get upset with me when I don't give you those things. I want to be Ray Charles to it, to the best of my ability. I know what's going on outside. I'm just trying to pray me and y'all through it. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to be like, oh, y'all, guess what? This such and such this happened today. Such and such this happened today. And I'm very disappointed in my counterparts because I see them leaning into that. Every time I open up a post, it's somebody done got shot. Somebody done got, and the thing is, I'm noticing that it's not about giving y'all information. It's about creating the outrage. It's stories about elderly people being hurt or babies being hurt, things that really, really trigger us. And child, when I say I got enough going on in my life to be triggered, I don't have to open up my phone to be triggered. I can open my eyes and be triggered. So with that being said, I think how long I've been talking. Okay, I've been talking almost a half hour, but I just appreciate y'all just taking time to sit with me and just to give me the opportunity to kind of clear the air, because I was like, yo, I don't want to make nobody feel like I'm being judgy, or that I'm acting like, if they do feel like, okay, that I'm judging, or I'm saying that they're wrong and I'm right. No, we are all human beings and we all have feelings, and we going to feel what we feel, and then we can decide what we going to do with the feelings. But me personally, I feel like I was loud and wrong today to a certain extent. I still feel like violence and death should not be celebrated. But I understand if you indifferent. I understand if you indifferent, because at the end of the day, y'all know who get the final say so. Y'all know who get the final say so. It ain't me. So listen, my biggest fear is getting to heaven and get into the pearly gates, and I'm ready to go in, and I'm ready to see my mama. I'm ready to see my grandma. I'm ready to see my aunties. I'm ready to see my beautiful friend who I lost last September. I am ready to get in there and turn up. I want to go sing with Whitney Houston, and I want to moonwalk with Michael Jackson, and I want to see who else made it in there and who necessarily didn't, because I'm still nosy. I'll be in heaven, but I'm still going to be looking around, see who there, see who ain't. But I do not want to get to that gate and the Lord open his holy iPad and tell me I can't come in because of something I wrote on Facebook. I don't even want him to be like, okay, so let's talk about September 10th, 2025, when you was on the internet as you remember the old dance Millie Rockin', when you was Millie Rockin' and celebrating someone whose clock, I punched the clock on them, but you were celebrating like I wasn't going to see you sooner or later. I just don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through that because I already got enough that I'm trying to reconcile from my like early 20s to 30. I'm already trying to clean up my Carfax report. Y'all know how y'all get those people to help you clean up your credit report when you're trying to get a new car and get an apartment? I am already in my prayer closet trying to clean up my 20s and early 30s. So I don't need to add nothing on the back end. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to clean up my heaven Carfax report. So, but anyway, I love y'all. And this felt really nice. It felt nice to get back to live streaming, going live, whatever you would like to call it. This is something that I've been wanting to do for weeks, and I haven't done it because, full transparency, I was afraid nobody would show up. And y'all showed up for me. So if this is your first time joining my live, welcome. If this is not your first time, if you are OGICC, hey friend, thank you for just always showing up for me like you always do and for supporting me. So I think this feels good. I think I'm going to start going live more often. And I think I'm going to get back into going live, but maybe a little more often and being more intentional. Maybe we could talk about what happened that day. Maybe we could talk about whatever the biggest story is in entertainment or celebrity. We could talk about a movie that came out, or we could have a watch party. We can do all kind of cool things. But Tanisha said, when is the meet and greet, baby? You name it, and I'm going to be there with my boots on the ground. But yes, so just let me know. So if you watch this live, or even if you watch it back later, just drop down in the comments. Ain't that what the young people say? Drop down in the comments and just let me know if you down, like for us to do something more. My cousin already said, do it. So Lynette said, it was the live I needed. Oh, thank you, best friend. Okay. Because y'all ain't got to tell me twice. If y'all going to show up, I will too. So let's do that. Let's go live more often and like just talk about, it could be an easygoing conversation like this. It could be whatever y'all can tell me what you want to talk about, but let's do it. Let's do it. This felt really good. And I love seeing y'all, and I love seeing your reactions. When I log off, I'm gonna spend the next half hour reading every single comment because sometimes I get kind of caught up in talking. But one question, do y'all like having the comments over here so y'all can see what everyone else is saying? I think that's a cool new little feature right here. This little box right here. I think that is so cute. So I thought that was a cool way for everyone's comment to be seen on the screen. But, when I lock in a little better, I can put it on the screen real big. Like, watch this. Let me show out real quick. Boom. She said this was great. Thank you, Shan. Thank you, Shan. So, all right. Lorena says, si me gusta. Okay. You ain't got to tell me twice. Si me gusta. I got to work on my Spanish because I habla español un poquito, but I don't speak enough for me to be hitting my accents and things right. Tanisha said, leave your boots and fan at home. I know that's real. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and go, but thank you so much. Just for hearing me out, for understanding my POV, and for also just sharing your points of views. And because I always love to hear what you have to say, and I appreciate you, and I love you. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a good night.